stave off negativity. Anything negative, I'm for it.
I wanted to go back and I want to look at everything that's currently going on. And I think in order to properly do this, you have to go back to what the developers were saying before it even came out. Rada says, I understand that there are various opinions. However, at the time of writing this, players have not yet had the chance to play the updated version of the build. So we would really appreciate if you try it out after the update goes live and then share your feedback with us. And then he dropped the most diabolical update that Tekken has ever seen. Speedkick says, I went to sleep and woke up and the patch is still here. Can't even giggle while playing the game anymore. Just hitting my full screen homing high crush +7 low into a 50-50 stance, completely straight face. I think the emergency patch coming before TWT should include nerfs to literally every character on the roster. So I went to the Steam charts to look at it myself and get an understanding of what's happening there. I said Tekken 8 has been review bombed for a third time after the release of Season 2 and currently sits at mixed on Steam. I took this screenshot an hour ago. You mean to tell me in 1 hour this Steam review got 200 more dislikes or negative reviews? 200! This is the third review bomb. You had a review bomb here, which is where we're at. You had this review bomb, which was partially due to the Chinese player being disqualified, but also the $5 stage DLC. But then you also can see this one here. That was either Lydia or Eddie. I think it was Eddie though. But yeah, this backlash that they're currently getting is probably going to be the biggest one. So Street Fighter, very positive, mostly positive. Now let's look at Mortal Kombat. Mostly positive and mostly positive. That's legitimately the worst Tekken I've ever played. And you guys mostly know how I feel about Tekken 7. This word right here, expect to see that word a lot. So for the people who said, wait for the patch, where are your lots at? Oh, Super Akuma says, we're on your side now. No April Fools. I really enjoyed playing this game and looking forward to it as a fun rather than competitive. Ooh, we were literally watching a video about Street Fighter and the guy was saying the worst thing you could say about a fighting game is that it's a party game. And that's basically what King J is saying here. It's not a competitive game anymore. It's now a fun game, which is basically a party game. Yeah, I think this is a good summary. Every character is now a stance character, literally. And every character just does plus frames nonsense. That's so sad. That's the saddest part about this whole thing. The characters being overtuned, whatever. The characters being too powerful, hitting too hard, all of that stuff is whatever. The saddest part about all of this is the lack of player expression. It's the lack of identity, because damage can be nerfed, combos can be fixed, but once you start giving every character stances, new moves, those don't come out. And that was my biggest concern for what they would do in Season 2. My biggest concern for Season 2 was the new moves, because I knew with Tekken 7 how much of an impact they had on the game. You can look at this and it gives you a summary of everything that's happening, right? But this thing updates like currently. I remember first looking at it, it says like players are divided, players are debating, but then now after a full basically day of the patch, all of the debate is gone, all of the divide is gone, and now it's just controversy among players. Players are quitting the game. They left a big negative review. I'm writing this review as a result of my disappointment in Season 2 balancing and game design decision. It's not fun to play. They stated that they would add defense. It's in where? What defense? It's like gaslighting. Yeah, we're going to add defense. You guys can sidestep from crouch. Everyone was like, yes, sir. They said you could sidestep from crouch, but then they turned around and put a bunch of plus frame mid attacks that have follow-ups, and it doesn't force crouch, and it's tracking so you can't sidestep. Like, what? Before we played the game, they were telling us, play the game, play the game. So now that everyone is playing the game and they're still saying they hate it, I want to see their response. I want to see. You know what's funny about this? They said in the patch notes that they wanted to decrease the ability to win this way, where you basically chip someone down. But then with Anna Williams, they gave her this ability. Basically, she is now the only character who can win this way. So far, we'll see whether or not, other characters can win with chip damage, but currently it's only her. I kind of disagree with Knee on this damage, on his health boost. If they increase the health, then these pokes would be even less irrelevant. So that's why I disagree with him. And because we've seen it happen with Tekken 7, right? So you just got to nerf those moves that are, really crazy. Let's see what else Knee is saying. Arslan Ash, what do you think of the new patch? Rip says, good luck competing this year. After playing Season 2, I gotta say, we were so ungrateful to Season 1. Is it really that bad? I have to say yes. Like, I'm not just saying yes, it's that bad. Like, it's low-key literally that bad. Tekken 8 is actually screwed. The game will die. Almost all the Season 1 haters have devolved into Season 1 apologists within hours. The game is grilled beyond measure, dog. Exactly. Let's look at Mike Hollow. And there we clock it out for the day. Season 1, you will not be missed. And then, played Season 2, bro responds and says, it seems I was too harsh on you, Season 1. Might you take me back, please? Hype of Gigas shared a Season 2 tier list, and it's literally just every character in S tier. The patch is out now, so we can have that discussion, right? Respectfully, was the vision to get Tekken as close to Shonen Jump Arena Anime Fighter as possible, or are we missing something here? We asked for more defense and scaled down offense, and instead you made minor adjustments to defense and turned every character into a Viltrumite offensively. Steve is now Lionheart, the character. Sometimes a move becomes so powerful to where it consumes the character. The Flash, the Nunchuck, the Lionheart, the Power Crush when Kuma had it. But now you have that for stances. That new Yoshimitsu stance from King Cha, it's a force mix-up on block. That's something I was mad at Devil Jin for having. Yoshimitsu could do it too now, and you're cooked when he decides to do it. Maybe Low Tier God was right all this time about Tekken 8. What did he say? What did he say?
No one wants to sit there and block this bitch all day. I didn't get opened up. I just literally got tired of blocking. I don't want to block against this bitch because after 2 fucking normals, the bitch should be pushed back enough to where she's not still in my face. I don't feel like blocking.
Someone says, respectfully, please make a Tekken Tag Tournament 1 and Tekken 5 DR and Tekken 6 BR. They don't even need to make a port. They don't even need to make it a re-release. They can simply add all of those old games into Tekken 8, just like Street Fighter does, and you rotate it. You go to the Tekken Lounge, a specific area, and you can play older Tekken games on rotation. Street Fighter literally does it just for the sake of competition, but then also for all the people who are upset. Imagine how high the player count would be. You could be upset about Tekken 8, but still play Tekken 8 because you're playing Tekken 5 through Tekken 8. That's what the developers aren't realizing. Yeah, so they did that at Tekken 5. Just do that again. Literally. Do that again. I love the I word. The I word is one of my favorite words. Good job, idiots. And this is the thing. Harada thought we wouldn't pick up on this. He said that he likes to take all of the blame, but then he passed all of the good criticism on to the new guys. But also the new guys are the ones who are actually making the game. Obviously, that's Nakatsu. So everyone immediately started going over there to Nakatsu and breathing down that neck. That guy is getting scorched. Nakatsu says, Tekken 8 Season 2 has begun. Enjoy. And then this person says, screw you, go work at McDonald's. Man, I had so much faith in your team to nail the balance with this patch. It's truly disappointing to see what you're doing to the game. Unbelievably disappointed. You're killing Tekken. You know what's funny about this whole thing? I'm not really upset. I was kind of over Season 1 already. I had faith in Season 2 getting better. Because remember, I was saying I have faith. I was asking everyone who has faith, who doesn't have faith. And I was saying I have faith. They let me down, but I don't care. I was hoping to care, but I don't care. The chaos. Hey, thanks for the dono. What does this one say? Be honest, guys. How many seasons do we have to endure in order to experience a true Tekken experience without any forced dev restrictions? I'm calling it right now. Tekken 9 won't be ready for the PlayStation 6 release. Tekken 3 was the first time ever they reached true success. After Tekken 3, they got very experimental and they created Tekken 4, one of the worst Tekkens of all time, like on paper. I know there's a lot of people who love that game, but the reality of the situation is that it's hated, right? They literally said they learned from that mistake, and they went back with Tekken 5 and they made like a real honest Tekken. They wanted to go back to what worked. And then Tekken 5, one of the best selling Tekkens ever made. Again, Tekken 6, pretty decent, nothing to really, talk about there, right? Tekken Tag Tournament 2, they once again got experimental, and they got experimental because the pro players were asking them to. They were asking for a lot of complex movement. They were asking for like a massive roster. They were asking for a lot, and the developers tried their best to deliver on that. And that's them straying away from the formula. And Tekken Tag Tournament 2 was one of the next worst Tekkens of all time. But then after that colossal failure, they was like, okay, let's go back to what made Tekken Tekken. And then they made Tekken 7, and it's another greatest selling Tekken of all time. All 3 top selling Tekkens are all the Tekkens that are imitating Tekken 3. Tekken 5 and 7 both come after colossal failures. Tekken 8 currently being a colossal failure, you would assume that Tekken 9 would be that redemption. I was hoping that we could see a redemption arc somewhere along the lines of Tekken 8. We wouldn't have to wait a whole new game, but it is what it is, Wait a minute. Players found a Jack Infinite, an inconsiderate raccoon. First, he tags the Tekken 8 report. Then he tags the FBI. Unblockable bug with Paul's new forward 1+2. Wow. Wild Rising 4. Oh, not only Wild Rising 4, Wild Rising everything. This person here accidentally bought season 1 characters and the stage pass again since they repackaged it and put it next to Anna. Feels like I've completed season 2 already, but yeah, this patch has changed the roster in ways we never imagined, and not in a good way either. There's more bloat to the game now than season 1 ever had. The team needs to stop buffing characters and just nerf across the board. To prove to you how bad this update is, they even ruined Tekken Ball? Not Tekken Ball. Not Tekken Ball. Come on, bro. What is Nee saying? To be honest, most characters look crazy. 80-100 combo damage now comes easy. 180 HP is too small. 280 HP would be balanced. Moon, bro, I came here just to tell you they killed my boy Steve. Can you guys spam real quick? What characters are the characters who are cooked? I know it's Steve, Law, Lee. Who else is cooked in this update? The part that shows us they lied is where you have mid attacks that you used to be able to step, but now you can't. And then there's also new mid attacks that you can't escape. They really made mids unavoidable by all metrics. And that's literally goes against what they told us about defense. Literally like a week ago. Yoshimitsu had this bug that existed in season 1 where you would change the color of his armor, it would glitch and the neck would stay blue. And this is still the case in season 2 where the neck is still blue. I don't feel so good, y'all. I'm genuinely wondering what happened to the game I love.
The trash! Fix the game! It sucks playing the shit! And I'm fucking addicted!
Can I get a 1 out of 10 on how much hope you have in the game being restored? Out of this level of backlash, out of this level of chaos, what is your predictions on the future? Joker did it. Joker did it. I'm first season 2 god rank in the world. I have been optimistic about the game and the balancing direction since release, but it feels like enough is enough and we're definitely reached that point. This does not feel like Tekken at all. Characters getting buffed even in the slightest way is not the way, along with more stance-based transitions where 50-50 situations are enhanced. Some new moves added are insane with a little to no counterplay. Characters getting their weaknesses patched and identities being removed by hominidization is lazy balancing. Oki is gutted and Heat just getting buffed makes no sense. Combo damage is too much across the whole roster. I definitely think the sidesteps are better, but does that really matter when moves exist that crazy tracking hitboxes. Chip is still excessive, with most heat smashes remaining the same. Removing strategy in favor of 50-50 situations is an interesting gameplay and is moving away from the foundations of Tekken. Where are the defensive options that were mentioned? Oh, look at this. This updated. Remember how I told you guys that this updates all the time? Now it updated to Tekken 8 players reject the Season 2 patch. Let's see what this says now. The release of Season 2 patch for Tekken 8 has led to significant backlash from the community. Players are overwhelmingly critical of the patch, citing issues with gameplay balance and character moves, which they argue have negatively impacted the game's competitive integrity and player enjoyment. Many fans are demanding that the developers revert the changes or make substantial revisions. The dissatisfaction has led to discussions about boycotting tournaments and not purchasing additional content until improvements are made. Some players have expressed such disappointment that they are considering abandoning the game altogether, highlighting the deep sense of betrayal and frustration with the direction of the game is taking. This is crazy because this isn't bias. This is an AI summary of reality. I think my computer is finally giving out with all the tabs. Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. All of those tabs represents one individual criticism of Season 2. That's how you could put it into perspective. All of those tabs represent frustration. These are all the tweets that I was going to go through. I took a screenshot of all of the players' frustrations. This is the ones that we haven't went through. These are the tweets we haven't went through.